Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alakazam and today I'm your coach for the Texan Clearbodies in season number 2 of the ICBA, the International Competitive Battling League Association thing. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to call it. I think it's like International Competitive Battling Association. I cannot say the name because it's a mouthful. I'm gonna call it ICBA, but I am your coach for the Texan Clearbodies in that thing called the ICBA. We're currently actually, what the deal is I wasn't originally a part of this, but one of the coaches actually was kicked out for inactivity, and I was asked to replace that coach, and I did, because I like battling, so I did replace them as a coach, and we're here. As of right now, there are only about 3 weeks left to this league, so there's not going to be something significant as far as, like, I'm trying really hard to push out on Top Cut or anything, because Top Cut's not going to happen. Even if I wanted to, it's not going to happen, because right now we're sitting on 1 and 5. I think it is 1 and 5 with a minus 17 differential, if I remember correctly. By the way, if you hear anything in the background, I excuse that. But yeah, so we're sitting at 1 and 5 with a minus 17 differential. So top cutting is not gonna happen. We're just here for the next 3 weeks just to have fun with this team of 11 mons that we have. The draft was, of course, in standard tier-based drafting format, I guess. And there was actually a team that my predecessor drafted, and as I transactioned in, I actually got 3 transactional trades that are effective immediately, and I also have 3 free agency transactions along with that. But now that I mentioned all that, let me also mention that there are 3 Z Crystal users in this format. There will be 3 Z Crystal users. They're all Omni Z Crystal users in a sense of you can use anything, status element Z move, offensive Z move, as long as it's not an Omni boost Z move, it's a unanimous Z move, essentially. Not unanimous, like what, all-rounded, like all-purpose Z move. How about that? Let's say all of our Z moves are all-purpose Z moves. But the Z Crystal users are a little confusing for me, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and jump on into the team building portion here, where I'm going to go ahead and break down my thoughts on the transactions that I made, as well as the draft that I ended up with. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump on to Pokemon Showdown. On the right side of the screen, as always, you're going to have my predecessor's original draft, as well as my new draft. The minor changes that I made to the draft, but obviously I'll cover them, but they are there for you guys to take a look at if you need to in future reference or anything like that, in case I don't go fast enough. But the first thing we have on our team this season is official soundtrack, our Exploud. Exploud is relatively like fat as far as its HP is concerned. And then the base 91 attacks and special attacks are very, very, very nice. Basically, Specs Boom Burst hurts everything, so Exploud puts a lot of pressure on with that. It's a little slow as far as 68 speed is concerned, but Scarfed Exploud with Boom Burst hurts like a bitch. Excuse me. Sorry. And the other thing is that Exploud also gets Scrappy ability, which is another one of those things that is helpful. And Scrappy makes it so I can hit I can hit Ghost types with Boom Burst or anything normal if I need to. And then Exploud comes with a lot of coverage: Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Fire Blast, just to name a few things. Here, let's go ahead and take a look through it. I've got Blizzard as coverage. I've got Avalanche to cover. I've got Boom Burst, like I said. What else? Double Edge for there. Earthquake is physical. Extra sensories coverage, Fire Blast, like I said. Focus Blast is also there. Flamethrower is there. Any hidden power, Ice Beam, Hyper Voice. What else? Overheat Snares coverage as well. Shadow Ball's there. Surf is there. Thunder is there. Thunderbolt is there, I think. No, Zen Headbutt's there, but Thunder is not. Ironic. Thunderbolt's not there either. I just said it wrong, but we've got like Focus Blast and Fire Blast and Ice Beam and all that. So we've got decent coverage, and Focus Blast as well. So we've got decent coverage on Exploud, so that's nice, especially with it being specs, like max HP specs or whatever. It puts a lot of power out, and it's a good mod to have. I'm getting a little sick. Yay! Excuse me if I do sound like I'm dying. But yeah, so I like this. Life Orb Exploud puts a lot of pressure on. Specs Exploud is a lot of power, a lot of pain. Official soundtrack, obviously, just like in our PPC team. But yeah, there's not really much to it as far as what I need to say about it. The next thing we have on our team is our motherboard, our Xatu with Psychonium Z. Actually, it's not Psychonium Z specifically, but it's actually a Z Crystal user. This was Magmortar. Magmortar originally was a Z Crystal user, but this became my Z Crystal user in place of it because best case scenario seemed reasonable. Because things like Superior don't necessarily have all that much to offer as far as Z Crystal users are concerned, but like Xatu has a lot of things to offer as far as Z Crystal coverage, so I decided to run it as a Z Crystal user. It also has the ability to be our magic bouncer for hazard control in that sense as well. So that's something to look out for. We've got things like Air Slash, we've got Calm Mind, we've got Dazzling Gleam, so we've got already Philanium Z, we've got Farium Z, we've got Flyum Z again, Normalium Z Double Edge, Defog in Hazard Control again, Darkium Z in Foul Play, Grassium Z in Giga Drain, Grass Knot as well, Fireum Z in Heat Wave. We've got Light Screen, Reflect, Screens, Gaussium Z Nightshade if I wanted to do that, Pain Split for recovery, Psychonium Z Psychic or Psyshock. What else? Roost for recovery, Ghostium Z Shadow Ball, Bugium Z Signal Beam. What else? Sucker Punch is Darkium Z, Thunder Wave is Speed Control, Trick to Trick a Scarf, Bugium Z U-Turn, U-Turn Momentum, and Wish Momentum as well. So there's a lot going for Xatu, and it just seemed like a reasonable Z Crystal user. And since it's just the next 3 weeks, it's not a big deal. 75 attack, 95 special attack, more prominently special attacking. Good on that. 95 speed is respectable, so I can deal with that. So Xatu's something I haven't used before. I'd like to use it. I want to see if I'm able to use it. We'll see what happens. It just seems like it's an interesting mod. I want to give it a chance. So let's see how we do, you know? Xatu doesn't have all that much coverage, but it does have decent coverage, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Yeah. So the next thing we have is our Mega this season. This was originally Mega Latios, but I actually dropped Mega Latios to pick this up. Mega Alakazam. I really, there's not really much to say about Mega Alakazam. Yes, it has 4 move syndrome, but it still is fun. You know what I mean? It's still dangerous. It's got a lot of coverage in there. It's got Charge Beam, Psychic, Shadow Ball, Energy Ball. What else? Focus Blast, just to name a few things. And again, like I said, if you hear something in the background, I do apologize, but I'm in a public area, and I don't feel like waiting on recording this. So, my apologies. People are cleaning at like 10:20, 10:30 at night, so yay. But, Trace ability, of course, for those of you who don't know what Trace does, is an ability that traces my opponent's ability that I'm sitting in front of, and I basically get that ability. So, for example, if I'm sitting in front of a Tapu Lele in the Psychic Terrain, for like the last turn. Let's say the Psychic Terrain has one more turn left to it or something. Then I switch back Alakazam and Mega Evolve. As long as Lele's not scarfed, I click Shadow Ball on there, and I get Beast Boost as Trace, and then I get the boost. As long as I stay in, I keep that ability, basically. That's just an example. And then let's look at some of Alakazam's stats. 55 HP, not that worth. So it's frail. Absolutely, we knew that though. But it makes up for it really, really soon. Attack is not worth it. 50 attack is not worth it. 65 defense, like I said, but frail. 175 special attack. 175 special attack base. Tear holes in my face. 105 special defense. Bulkier, I guess, but still not super bulky. 150 speed. Again, one of the fastest megas in the entirety of Mega Evolution. There probably is one faster. I don't know for certain, but this is a very, very fast Pokemon. Scarfers are the only ways to outspeed it, but it's a very fast Pokemon, very much enjoyable. My favorite Mega, so we went ahead and picked up Mega Alakazam for the next 3 weeks just to have fun with it again. So yeah, the next thing we have is our floppy disk, our Porygon 2. It's another Z Crystal user, this is really confusing. Why would you carry a Porygon 2 as a Z Crystal user? I don't get it. I don't get it. But this is a Z Crystal user, and I'm probably not going to use it as a Z Crystal user, but it is in case I need it. It is a Z Crystal user, probably a Z Trick-Run team, probably, maybe, we'll see. Z Crystal user, Eviolite user, really, really fat, not much to say about Porygon. 85 HP, 80 attack, 90 defense, 105 special attack, 95 special defense, 60 speed, slow, but fat, especially with the Eviolite in place. It's really, really fat. I also get Trace, which is, as we know what it does, we know what Trace does. I get Trace, I get download ability as well, and I also get Analytic. Analytic is an ability that allows it so that if I move second, then I do more damage. I think it's like 1.3 times. Yeah, 1.3 times as much damage. So I put on a third of extra points in damage output if I move second, and being Eviolite boosted, I should be able to do that. So that's not the worst thing in the world. I've never used Porygon 2 before. Let's give it a try, you know? The next thing we have is Orochimaru, our superior. My nicknames sometimes end up being random or anime based. This is a Naruto reference, by the way. Don't judge me for that. I could also use Aula for this. I could also use Sasuke for this. There are 3 different nicknames. I'll probably use Aula going forward, but I'm using Orochimaru for now. We'll see how things go. Maybe I'll change it, maybe not. But we have Superior here. Superior is Contrary, which is a really, really, really busted ability. Basically, any stat increase or decrease effect is reversed. So Leaf Storm normally would decrease my special attack by 1 stage, but with Contrary in play, it will increase it, making this thing very, very dangerous. I could potentially have used this as a Z Crystal user, but it's fine if it's not for now. We'll see. I'll test it out. Maybe I'll change it. We'll see. This thing is basically Foremost Syndrome as well, like Leaf Storm, Giga Drain, a Z Crystal, or I'm sorry, a Hidden Power, and maybe like Dragon Pulse for coverage or something like that. There are options like Glare or whatever on there as well, so that's not all that bad. Let's look at some stats really quick here. We've got 113 speed, which is respectable. 95 special defense, which is good. 95 defense, so it's somewhat bulky. 75 HP backs it up a little bit. 75 attack, not all that works. 75 special attack, meh. I guess, I suppose, I don't know, maybe. We'll try it. I've never used Superior in League format. I'd like to. Let's see how it goes. It's only 3 weeks. Let's just have fun with it. You know, I enjoy Superior. I've used Superior in ORAS, just like Battle Tree ORAS. It was fun then. I'm sure it'll be fun now. Let's give it a chance, you know? The next thing we have is Gargith, our Bisharp. Straightforward, straight power. Defiant ability makes it so if I decrease my stats, then I get an attack boost, essentially. If any one of my stats is lowered by a stage by anything like Intimidate or whatever, I get an A+ to attack boost in response to that. So this makes this thing very dangerous. I've got a Fairy Answer in Iron Head. I've got Sucker Punch for priority damage. I've got like Knockoff in this thing. I've got Night Slash in this thing. What else do I have? Dark Pulse for special. Brick Break for focus. Blast as well. Foul Play for stab. Grass Knot for coverage. I'm probably going to go physical. Knock off Iron Head, like I said. Low Sweep is there for coverage. Poison Jab for coverage. Night Slash is there as well. Pursuit Trapping is nice. Rock Polish Sweeper if I want it to be. Shadow Claw for coverage is nice. Stone Edge. Rocks if I need those. Sucker Punch like I mentioned before. Taunt for momentum and control. And then Thunder Wave for speed control with Toxic for whittling. So it's not all that bad. It's good. It's got good coverage to it. It's got like not massive coverage, but it's got options, you know? Especially with the Defiant boost. It tears holes in people's teams. It has the potential. How about that? It has potential. And I want to play it for its potential. I want to try it. Maybe we'll do good, maybe we won't. It's fun to have. Let's give it a shot. Let's look at some stats really quick. 65 HP, 125 attack, 100 defense, 70 special defense, 70 speed, not the fastest thing in the world, 60 special attack, irrelevant. 60 special attack makes this thing kind of I wasn't going to use it physical or special anyway. 65 HP, not all that, but let's try it. 100 defense complements the 65 HP decently. 70 speed, not all that, but I have Sucker Punch with Defiant boost, so it's fine. With the Life Orb, it's going to hurt. 125 attack makes this thing very, very dangerous. Fun fact, 125 attacks makes this thing very, very dangerous. So watch out for when Geargood comes to slay with its sword. Let's go ahead and go into the second half of our draft here. The next thing we have is our 6-pack, our Klee Elder, our last Z Crystal user this season. It's a Z Crystal user. I don't know why. It's better off being bulky. I don't know why this was made a Z Crystal user, but I guess like Z Bulk Up or whatever. I don't know. But it is what it is. Klee Elder, Guts, Iron Fist, and Sheer Force are all allowed because this league allows pretty much everything, including Mega Metagross, Deoxys, Tapu Lele, all of that. It allows all of that. Speed Boost Blaziken is draftable, all of that. So yay, right? But yeah, so it's fine. Guts makes it so if I get burned or something like that, I get a buff to my attack power. Iron Fist is contact, physical, punch moves get a boost, and then Sheer Force is any move with secondary effect gets a secondary power boost as long as the secondary effect is negated. For example, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, and Fire Punch. Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, and Fire Punch can freeze, paralyze, and burn respectively, but as long as I'm Sheer Force, they will not do that. They will not do their secondary effect, but they will have extra punching power put onto them. Klee Elder also gives me things like Knockoff, Utility, it gives me Poison Jab, I believe. Let's check that, actually, I don't remember. Yeah, let's check if it gets Poison Jab. Let's actually look at what it's got. I've got like Bulk Up or whatever. To sit there and take hits. By the way, again, I've said this like 3 times in this, but if you hear something in the background, ignore it. I'm in a public area because I don't know where else to record. Drain Punch for recovery, Earthquake for coverage, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch like I said, Focus Blast is special, Never Running special, Grass Knot for coverage if I need it, Hammer Arm to punch something in the face and then lower my speed at all. If it's a Trick Room team, then sure. Ice Punch like I said before, Knockoff for utility like I said, Mach Punch for priority, Poison Jab indeed, Low Sweep for speed control, Power Up Punch for power boost, Rock Slide for coverage against the flying types, Stone Edge for coverage on flying types as well, Taunt for control, Thunder Punch like I said before, and then Toxic for utility. So it's got the elemental punches, it's got some stuff going for it, not a lot, but some stuff, you know? So it works, you know, it works. I want to try it. It's an interesting Z Crystal user. I want to try it. I just want to try it. So let's look at some stats. I mean, 105 HP, 140 attack, 95 defense, 55 special attack, 65 special defense, and 45 in speed. So it's not the fastest thing in the world, so it will in fact be bulkier, but the 105 HP with the 95 defense makes it doable defensively. And then I can just slap like an assault vest on there, and then it just sits there, especially with things like Drain Punch for recovery. With the base 140 attack stat, that is very, very scary. So I don't even have to be very invested in my attack to put out a lot of power damage. So that's another thing. So yay for Klee Elder. The next thing we have on our team this season, because I don't think there's anything else to mention about this. The next thing we have on our team this season, lol I can't talk, is Orochimaru, our Sylveon, shiny female shiny female Sylveon. Sorry, cannot talk. Fairy type this season. Fun fact, bulky fairy type with Pixelate makes it so normal type attacks are now fairy type stab moves with a base 110 special attack, 130 special defense, a very specially defensive Pokemon. Very, very reliable, especially with things like Wish and Protect and utility like Baton Pass and Momentum Control like that as well. So that's nice to know. We've got Hyper Voice, Psyshock, Psychic, I don't know. Let's cover the moves really quick, shall we? We've got Baton Blast, like I mentioned, Calm Mind, Dazzling Gleam, Calm Mind for sweeping, Dazzling Gleam, Heal Bell for utility in recovering burns or whatever, Hyper Voice, like I mentioned before, Screens, Moon Blast, Quick Attack for priority, Psyshock, like I mentioned before, Shadow Ball for coverage, and Wish there as well. There isn't much to it, but really Sylveon tears through teams. Sylveon just Hyper Voices and hurts. It just hurts. That's really it. And I've never used Sylveon in League format, but I really enjoy Sylveon because it's a memento to my best friend, or who used to be my best friend at least. So I want to use Sylveon for that, and I have it, let me try it, I've not used a evolution in that League format before, barring like Jolteon, but that's different. So let's try this one out, The next thing we have on our team is Strikefire, our Crobat. Strikefire is actually our final transaction. I do not remember what it was dropped over, but you guys will be able to see that. But Strikefire is our final transaction. So we ended up having Crobat, Mega Alakazam, and Xatu be our transactions. So we did end up using 3 of our transactions. As we only had 3, we ended up using all 3, and I think all of our points as well. So that's good, so that's good. But Strikefire is very dangerous because it's both physical and special, primarily physical, but a nasty plot set does in fact work, with ample coverage physically and specially with things like Acrobatics, Air Slash, Brave Bird, Dark Pulse, Double Edge, Facade, Giga Drain, Heat Wave, for example. What else, if I can scroll? Hidden Powers of any type if I need that. Haze for setup sweepers, countering. Leech Life for recovery if I want that at all. Nasty Plot, like I mentioned before. Pursuit Trapping, Quick Attack. Shadow Ball for coverage. Super Fang for utility in a sense later on. Sludge Bomb for special attacking. Super Fang, like I mentioned. U-Turn for momentum. Whirlwind for phasing. Tailwind for speed control. And then X-Scissor and Zen Headbutt for coverage as well. I've got things like Inner Focus and Infiltrator. Infiltrator makes it so I can hit through a substitute, and Inner Focus makes it so I'm not flinched by like Fake Out or anything like that. Fake Out or Rock Slide or anything like that. So that's good. And then let's look at some stats really quick. The redeeming quality for this thing is both its 90 attack stat and 130 speed stat. Primarily, the redeeming quality is the speed stat. But yeah, so Crobat's not all that bad. Defensively 80, not too bad, especially defensive 80. It can take one hit if it's bulky. It's designed to be somewhat fat. Combine the 85 with the 90, or 85 with the 80, and you've got a decently fat mon. It can put out a lot of power, especially Choice Banded puts out a lot of power. And I want to use Crobat because I enjoy using Crobat, so let's see how this goes. The next thing we have on our team this week, or this season, sorry, is Gabby, our Gastrodon. Our physical defensive wall for this season, 111 HP, 83 attack, 68 defense, 92 special attack, 82 special defense, 39 speed. Not all that fast, but fat nevertheless. Shiny female Gabby, of course. Gabby is actually my best friend here on campus. And I named her after Gastrodon because Gastrodon can take hits, and Gabby has taken a lot of hits in her life, so it's only fitting. Gastrodon provides an immunity to Scald and Water Absorb, which is its hidden ability, I believe. Storm Drain is its other ability. So I've got Storm Drain there as a water recovery. It's fat. We've got Scald, Ice Beam, Toxic, Sludge Bomb, or not Sludge Bomb, sorry. Toxic, Earth Power, what else? Ancient Power if I need that, Earthquake if I need that at all, Pain Split for recovery. I didn't know Gastrodon got Pain Split, actually. I knew it got Recover, I didn't realize it got Pain Split. Ooh, interesting. Memento for Momentum if I need that. Rock Slide for covers, like I said. Sludge Bomb, it actually does get Sludge Bomb. Interesting. I guessed, but I was right. It actually also gets Sludge Wave. Wow. You get Surf, obviously, and then Waterfall and Toxic are there as well. I didn't know he got some of these moves. Interesting. But it does get Recover, like I said. Protect for utility. And the Hidden Powers are Hidden Powers. Straightforward. Clear Smog is there as well, as a way to deal with Fairy types and to alleviate setup sweepers, because Clear Smog works like Haze. It deals damage where Haze does not, but Clear Smog also negates it negates boosted Pokemon. So that's fun. The last thing on our team this season is Be Afraid. Our key to this entire draft, in my opinion: Galvantula, Sticky Webs, Compound Eyes, Focus Sash, Straightforward. Oh, I didn't show you guys. Oh yeah, well, we covered it a little bit. But like this Galvantula is key to our strategy most of the time. Compound Eyes makes it so Thunder doesn't miss as much. We've got Thunder, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Agility, Disable if I need that, Bug Buzz, Discharge, Energy Ball, Bug Buzz, Energy Ball, our coverage moves, Giga Drain is recovery, Hidden Power if I need that at all, Leech Life for recovery as well, Poison Jab is coverage, Sucker Punch if I need that, Signal Beam for coverage, Webs like I said, Thunder Punch, Thunder, Sucker Punch, Thunderbolt, Thunder Wave, Speed Control, Toxic Utility, and Volt Switch Momentum. Very, very useful. 70 HP, not all that. AUD attack, not all that. 60 defense, not all that. But with the Focus Sash, it's okay. 97 special attack, respectable. What do we got? 60 special defense, not all that. But again, with the Focus Sash, it's okay. 108 speed. Oh god, 180 speed. Oh lord. 108 speed. Fast little fool. Guarantees webs most of the time. So that's a key cornerstone to our strategy. But again, I've used Galvantula before. I know how to use Galvantula decently. So hopefully we're able to put in a lot of work with Galvantula. Wish us luck, obviously. But that is our draft this season. The season only will last about 3 weeks because we're currently in week 7. And we have up until week 10. So there are only about 3 weeks of battles left. So it's not the end of the world. I just want to have fun with it. And I hope you guys will allow me to have fun with it. But obviously, if there's anything that I would change about the team, please, if you guys would change anything about the team, let me know, because I want to get better as a battler. Let me know down below in the comment section. And if you have any other comments, criticisms, or anything like that, also let me know those down below in the comment section. Because again, we can only grow by learning together. So let's learn together, shall we? But yeah, these are basically herb scraps, but you know, it is what it is. Make do with what you got. So, with that being said, I will see you guys again in our ICBA Week 7 team builder, in which I'll actually mention Week 6 as well. So keep an eye out for that, because there is a bit of information about Week 6, but I will mention that in the team builder for Week 7, which I'm going to go record here shortly. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, obviously leave a like. If you have any other comments or anything like that, leave them down below. If you're interested in the content to come, ICBA, OLO International, or anything like that, then be sure to subscribe, because you never know what you're gonna get until you try it out, you know? So, with all that being said, my name is Mr. Grossman, and I am your coach for Texan Clearbodies. Until the next video, I'm out of here, y'all. Bye.